63. Thakka Jatak. Pisuna cha vabedika to kota ekata sadu. Brahmacharya chara bhikhuso sukhan na hoisi thi. Moreover, may the Omniscient One, who was once helped by grace, live in Jetavanarma. Arabia, a monk who was absorbed in the order, said this Jatak. As if the sage said to that sage, Sir, is it true what you have said? Who is it? Vadra commented, the women do not know the help they have given. They are in trouble because of what they have said. In the past, when a king named Brahmadatta was ruling the city of Varanasi, our great Bodhisattva became a monk from the wisdom, took the form of a hermit in a curtain, and gave birth to the 8 virtues and the 5 virtues, and lived in the bliss of meditation. At the same time, there was a wicked princess who was the daughter of the king of Banaras. Oh you guys, male, tens of thousands of workers are being attacked. Attack. Soon, one day, the princess called her dozen or so workers and told them that they were drinking water in Gadigava. It was evening while they were playing water sports. It started raining. Humans saw the rain and ran quickly. Today, the 10 workers of Sichudua, thinking that this princess is going to the south, put the princess in the underwater and built it. It rained. The sun also set. It was dark. When they separated from the princess and went to the house and asked where the princess was, they were the first to build the house. Then they said that they did not know where the princess had gone. Relatives also did not check. That princess, who was crying with a loud begging voice, was taken from the water source and came near the temple of Bodhisattvas in the middle of the night. Our great Bodhisattva heard the voice of that woman and became the voice of a Magamaka. Thinking that I will make a defense with myself, go to Gangtera with a bunch of grass and don't be afraid to see that woman. Don't be afraid, said the great Bodhisattva, who was strong, swam from the river, picked up the woman, took her to the hermitage, and set her on fire. When the winter was over, he sent sweet fruits. Where does that woman who was eating those fruits live? He asked how Gagawa was chalked. That woman announced it as if it were news. After that, Bodhisattva will let that woman live here and now she will live in the space of the temple. Do not think that you, the woman, will take this ascetic to Silabheda. From then on, the Bodhisattva's Silabheda was meditated upon until the woman's body became the woman's Leela. Our great Bodhisattva took that woman and lived in the forest. Then that woman said to the great Bodhisattva, Lord, what did you do for us in the wilderness? Samhai said to the human path. Bodhisattva took that woman and went to a remote village to perform a shark watching service and protect that woman. Because we live by selling sharks to the great Bodhisattva, we were called Takra Pandits. We, who were living in that way, paid the village watermen's wages and told us not to do any work. At the same time, the Chora came down from the rock and attacked Pasaldanav. One day, those thieves robbed the village and made the villagers carry away the goods. The daughter of Sichu also took the lamp and went to the wet place to cover herself, and the rest of the people turned away. In the figure of the daughter of the thief. Ali took them as his wife. Bodhisattva asked where the woman was. Alva was taken away by the 2 thieves and made his wife. He lived in the village looking at her, thinking that the language would come closer to me. Sichu do the Sitanti, I will happily close here. Once upon a time, Pandit Ma came for some reason and brought him here. Then I will decline from this bliss. Therefore, I thought that it would be very good if I summoned the wise scholars and died like a loved one. I will live here in sorrow if that woman calls one human being. Tanu Pandita came and took me away. He said and laughed. Our great Bodhisattva heard that Hasna and believed and went there and sent an Asna from Gamdora. When that woman comes out of you and sees him, O Lord, if we both go now, the two thieves will chase us and kill us both. In the middle of the night, the sage Kakra called Yami and made him eat and sat in the box. When the thief came in the evening and got drunk after drinking alcohol, the husband said, If you saw your enemy at this time, what would you do to see her? He said that he will do such and such a thing. Who isn't it in the distance? He said, It is said that he was in the fort. At that time, the two thieves took a breath and went there, seeing the great Bodhisattva, caught him, threw him in the middle of the house and crushed him as intended with his elbows. May the great Bodhisattva be crushed. Kodhana Vaktanya says nothing else but Pisutava Vabedika. The two thieves beat him and made him lie down on the couch. After eating the evening meal, he woke up and started stealing again in the morning. The Bodhisattva said the 4 verses such as Kodhana Vaktanya and so on. Even the thieves think that this Purusha is crushed like this, and this verse itself says that it is nothing. Thinking that he would judge by him, knowing that the woman was sleepy, he questioned by scholars. Venerable man, why are you being reprimanded for reciting these 4 verses? He asked. After that, Thakka Pandita said, Ask if that is the case, and started with the matter etc. I used to be an ascetic and meditator who lived in the forest. Hey, I saw this woman carrying the water from the water source and raised it. I, who had thus recovered, was degraded by this woman's seduction. I left the forest and lived in a rural village, being nourished by this woman. Then I will dwell in sorrow when brought here by these female thieves. Oth sent me a seed saying that she would take me and now she came to your house. In this matter I said, Chura thought that this woman who was of a certain kind had come to be revealed in this way towards those who helped her with such qualities. What kind of danger do you have for me? He thought that you should leave. The 2 robbers appeased the Chakra Pandits and made the woman awake, took the sword and went out and killed this man at the village gate. He said that he would go out of the village with the woman and take her hand. After draining, the head is bathed and diluted. The Pandits asked the Sattapitha from the Sanctum Sanctorum for a few days and told them where to grow it now. I have no use for a layman. He said that he would become a monk from the sage Vrivrajya and stay in that forest. If that happens, both of them became monks and went to the forest area and gave birth to Panavahina Ashta Samapati and were born in the world of Brahma in the abode of life. Lord Buddha, sage, told these 10 presaries and reconciled the past. Sir, these women are called Kroya. The born anger is incapable of being restrained. Neither are grateful. No one knows how much help has been done. Priya Sunya speaks. It is customary to speak appropriately to friends. Therefore Matuna behaves in frequent celibacy. You who behave in this way will not be degraded by the 3 types of happiness, the happiness of meditation, the happiness of the path, and the happiness of fruit. At the end of Chatusatya's sermon, the monk who was absorbed was in the Sovanphala. Lord Buddha, the sage, finished this Chakra Jataka and said. At the same time, Ananda was standing still. He said to himself, if I am born as a scholar, I will be the king of Tiluguru Samyak Sambudhu.